Hello friends, welcome to BSP Solutions. My name is Basant and in today's video we are going to learn how we can make any configurable consolidation rule for the impairment of goodwill. So let's start. So before we move on to our application, first I will show you my functional case that is the goodwill impairment. And as you can see, we have one holding company in our balance sheet. As you can see, this is the balance sheet structure we have. This is a simple balance sheet for the sake of just knowledge. And we have an holding company that is C701, and we have one subsidiary, and in our subsidiary we have 60% stake, that is C702. And the all the consolidated amount will come to our C700, that is the consolidated entity, or you can see the super parent at which we see the consolidated numbers. So yes, here we have the balance sheet, and as you can see, we are working for the Jan period here, and we have various working notes as well. So first we see the balance sheet figures, what we have inputted here. Okay, so we have cash as 18,000, and in subsidiary we have cash as 6,000, and also we have the investment in subsidiary that is 6,000. Okay, so that's it. That is for only for the asset part, and for liability we have stock, and in subsidiary we have 3,000 stock, and we have retained earning as well for the current period, that is 7,000 and 3,000 in the subsidiary. And we have short-term payables only for the holding at 7,000. So as you can see, the balance sheet is balanced, and let's see what figures we are getting at the console level. So the cash will sum up to 24,000, that is 18 plus 6,000. And for investment will get eliminated at the console level or the consolidated entity level. So the 6,000 will get eliminated, and we will get one goodwill. The working note we will see later. And the stock, stock will only come for the parent company, that is the holding company C701. It comes to 10,000. And for retained earning, we take the 60% of our subsidiary. Again, I will show you the calculation, and we take the short-term payables also for the holding. Okay, so let's see and see the calculation of goodwill. That is working note 1. Okay, so to calculate the goodwill, we have to take the investment and subtract or less our net assets. So for net assets, we take the stock and prior period retained earning, if any. So in our case, we don't have any prior period retained earning. So for net asset, we only just take the stock, 60% stock of a subsidiary, and subtract it from the investment. So it will come to 4,200. As you can see, 6,000 minus 1,800 comes to 4,200, and that will go to our balance sheet. Okay, so it is coming. And for working out 2, you have to calculate the retained earning. So we take the retained earning of holding, and we take the 60% or retained earning of our subsidiaries also. So it will come to 1,800 and sum up to 8,800 as the retained earning, and it is coming, as you can see. Okay, so let's go to minority interest. It is the non-controlling part which the minority people will have, and we take the stock of 40% stock of the subsidiary, and we also take the retained earning, that is 40% of 3,000. So the both will sum up to 2,400, as you can see. Okay, and in our balance sheet 2,400 is also coming. So you can see that balance sheet is totally balanced, and we don't have any positive or negative balance in this. Okay, so let's go to our Excel and put our ownership, put our numbers, and see what figures we are getting, and let's cross check that we are getting the same figures or not. Okay, so before we move on to Excel, and first I will show you the ownership, and show you the current January figures. Okay, so I'll go to consolidation in Navigator, and here you can see we at the first tab we have manage ownership. Let's find our entity. Okay, as you can see, we have 701. Okay, first I will change the scenario. I will work in actual. So I will select that. Okay, here you can see. So as you can see, we have the 701 as a holding, and we have 702 as a subsidiary, which have 60% ownership by the holding, and the the parent is C700, at which we see our figures. Okay, so let's move on to Excel, our smart view, and for the sake of faster calculation, I already input the numbers. And as you can see, I inputted the cash figures in 701, and stocks and retained earnings. Okay, and we have short-term payables also. And for the investment, I put in the investment in the ICB of 702, that is 6,000. And as you can see, here's the moment, here's the account, and here's the other POVs and other items as well. Okay, so let's go to our application and do the consolidation. So I will simply run the rule of consolidation from the rules tab. So go to navigator. Okay, go to navigator and go to dash and go to rules. Okay, so in rules you will find one option as consolidate. Let's launch it, and I have to select my entity, that is C underscore 700, and scenario is actual. Okay, and period is Jan. Okay, let's launch it. And here is, you can also have to you have to see the financial year as well, that is FY15 in my case. So the rule is processing, it will take some time. Okay, it ran successfully. So let's move on to our smart view and see what output we are getting. Okay, so we are in January period. Okay, and here you can see the POB, and here are the accounts, and we are seeing the moment at closing balance. Okay, so let's see the cash figure. So it is coming as 24,000. You can see in our balance sheet, which we have prepared, and goodwill will come to 4,200. Let's see. Yeah, it is also coming to 4,200, and stock is also coming for the only for the parent, and retained earning, yes, it is coming as 8,800. Again, you can see where it is, and minority we will take 2,400. Okay, so minority is also coming as 2,400. And here's the income also, if you want to see that, and short-term papers is also coming. So as you can see, the balance sheet is totally balanced in this case for the January period. But what happens is this, again I will show you. In our February month, we are going to impair our goodwill for any other reason. You can take like obsolete of any technology in the current company, or maybe any some other reason. So what we are going to do is that we will impair the goodwill by 1000, and we will create one custom rule for this. And generally what happens is that people generally pass the general entities and get the output as with that. But in my case, I'm going to create one rule for this, and let's see how we can create that rule. So first I will show you the functional case, and then we create the rule. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we just debit the expense of goodwill impairment from the goodwill, uh, and I have taken the goodwill offset as the account, and we will write off the impairment expense in our P&L account, that is 1000. So this is the general entries we will have. This is the general entries we will have: debit the impairment and credit the offset, goodwill offset, and write off from P&L will come to P&L debit to goodwill impairment. Okay, so as you can see, all other things will be same as previous ones, but goodwill will come as 3200. Okay, with the negative 1000 in that, and stock will come as same. And as we have decreased the goodwill, the retained earning will get decreased with 1000. In the second working note, you can see this is the working note 2. Okay, you can see here we are impairing the retained earning by 1000, and it comes to 7800. Okay, so let's make the see and make the rule. Okay, go to navigator, go to consolidation, and in the second tab you can see consolidation process, and go to consolidated. So we go to configure consolidation. So the rule itself says that it is only for the elimination members, and all the source data will go to the target, and will eliminate the part which we want to eliminate. Okay, so here's the manage consolidation rules, and for time saving I already created a rule. I will explain that. So this is the rule of goodwill impairment, and as you can see, there are very many other rules as well. That is, the blue ones are the undeployed ones, and the green tick ones are the deployed ones. So the rule is already deployed. I will open and show you. So yes, as you can see, this is the create rule set. You can create any rule set with this icon, create rule set, and under this rule set you have to create the rule which is just the alternative for the journal entries in my case. And so I will first show you the rule set. So the name of the rule set is impairment of goodwill, and the description is any impairment input of goodwill directly decrease in goodwill offset and retain earning. So this is how it says. And yes, I've given some condition. You can also set the condition according to you. So what the condition says is what that whenever the total data source is greater than less than or greater than 0, it will work. And when the current method is holding, and when the entity consolidation percentage is greater than 0. And if you want to make some other rules and customize rules, you can go to advanced, and with this plus icon you can create any your custom or your requirement rule. Okay, so I already made that condition, so I will cancel it. And then we move on to factor, and in factor I have chosen the specific as the percentage, and took 100%, because I want to eliminate the 100% impairment. And let's move on to the data set. So data set is just the SYP, which we also seen, that is a scenario, year, period, and entity. And we have other items as well with the consolidation members. We have entity total, and we have currency members also, that is parent currency, and we have view as periodic. Okay, so at the left side you can see we have the source column, source members, the dimensions. In account dimension we have goodwill impairment source. This is I've created. I will show you. I will show you the properties of this impairment source. Yes, here it is. So this is one member I've created in account dimension, and it is not the part of our balance sheet. As you can see, this is a balance sheet, and it is not the part of our balance sheet. It is just for the elimination for which we have created. Let me show you the account properties first. So you can see the name, alias, and account is type is saved assumption, because we don't have to make it any uh, like asset, liability, revenue account. And time balances flow, and the plan type is in console, and rates it is ignored. So it is just for the calculation of the impairment of goodwill, and all the data value which come in this impairment of goodwill, it will get eliminated with the goodwill amount. So, and one more thing, I also created one impairment goodwill expense in our P&L. Let me show you. Okay, so here you can see retained earning of the current period. and under this is owner's income, and we have net income, and under this we have gross profit, operating income, and we have expense. So I've created an expense as the goodwill impairment. Let me show the account properties also. So name I've given 7,000 as the metadata, and alias is goodwill impairment. Account type is expense as usual, and time balance is flow, and as you can see, plan type is additional. Okay, so it will automatically roll up to the parent. So let's cancel it, and yeah, data store is also never share. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, let's go to our rules again. Yeah, so here you can see we have taken the amount of goodwill impairment source, and intercompany is no intercompany in my current case, and movements I have chosen as the total movement changes, and yes, I have excluded the opening balance in this case. And we have total data source, that is a data source dimension, a member, and with this plus icon you can create many other sources which you want to take in this. We can take the custom dimensions and multi-cap, local cap entities, whatever you want you can take in this, but right now I'm taking these members. So let's save and close. Okay, let's we have then we will have goodwill impairment in this. So what it does is decrease the amount from the goodwill, because we have to eliminate the 1,000 amount in my case which I have taken. We have to eliminate this amount from the goodwill. So again, the source is goodwill impairment. What happens is that whenever we create a rule set, all the sources all copy down in the rule, and we have to then select the targets. So as you can see, we have source, and then at the right hand side we have the target. So for goodwill impairment, I've chosen goodwill offset account. From this account, all the amount I will put, it will deduct from the goodwill offset. And yes, we have processing option, because in our FCCS, the processing option work as a negative when we have the when we have the expense account or the liability account, and maybe when we put the figures in any of the asset account or the revenue account, it work as the negative. So what happens is this is it multiplies the amount, whatever amount we put in this, it multiplies it with the -1. So I for that reason I have chosen the processing option as add. Okay, because it have inverse relation with the expense and uh, revenue, or you can say liabilities and asset. So we have intercompany, and it will be source, same as source, and then we have moments, and in moment we again have same as source. But for the data source, I've chosen the intercompany elimination because I want to see, or you can choose any other elimination member, or you can also take as the same as the source. Okay, so let's save and close. Okay, and then we move on to impairment expense. Okay, so again all the things are same. As you can see, conditions are getting copied from the rule set, and the description says that debit impairment expense in P&L. So whatever we put the amount in this automatically comes to the P&L in our target member, and the process option is now in is subtract. Okay, and data set is also copied from the rule set, and we have account, intercompany, same as source, movement, same as source. And though we have taken intercompany elimination, we can take other, because it, although it is not an intercompany transaction, but right now I have just taken this amount, this member of the data source dimension. You can take other members as well. So again, save and close. Okay, so this is the rule of impairment goodwill. Let's deploy it. Okay, so the rule is deployed, and let's go to our Excel, and this is the impairment input sheet I will show you, and I have chosen the C701 as the holding because we are going to impair the goodwill from the holding, and it will roll up to the C700. So what I am going to do is that I will choose the movement as changes in net income, and select this goodwill impairment source. Again, I will show you from where I have taken this. Go to dimension. This account I have chosen in this sheet. This member, that is goodwill impairment source, and I have inputted 1000 in this to eliminate 1000 from the goodwill, and let's submit it. Okay, it is submitted, and refresh. Okay, and go to our balance sheet, and again run the rule of consolidation and see what figures we are getting in the February month. And as you can see, I have already taken February month in this sheet also. So whatever changes are going to made is only in the February month. So let's make this January as February and run the rule of consolidation. Okay, so again we go to our application, go to rules, go to consolidate. You can also run the rule from the data status. Let's launch. Okay, I have to make it for the February period. Okay, let it be. We will change this, and put February in this. And scenario is actual. Year is financial year 15. Let's launch. Okay, let's go to jobs and see that what is the status of our consolidation rule. Okay, so it is processing. Let's refresh. Yeah, it is completed. Okay, so quickly go to our balance sheet in our smart view, and click refresh. Okay, quickly I will show you what figures we should expect in our balance sheet, output balance sheet. And we have cash at 24,000, and goodwill should come as 3,200, and stock will come as 10,000 for the only for the holding, and retained earning will come as 7,800. Okay, so this is our output sheet. As you can see, we have eliminated 1000 extra in this. 3,200 is coming as we expected. This is a desired goodwill which we wanted, and yes, the retained earning is also coming as 7,800. As you can see, previously it was 8,800, and currently it is 7,800. And same thing is with the goodwill. Previously it was 4,200, and currently it is 3,200, and all the items are same. So, and again I will show you the eliminations as well. These are the investment is getting eliminated as 6,000, and this is the 1,000. As you can see, 5,000 has been added, and 1,000 is getting eliminated. So this is the rule of this is the video of how we can create one rule for our goodwill impairment, and this is how it works. So thank you for watching this video, and if you have any query, please visit our website, that is bspsolutions.com, and thank you.